Yeah, hi to everyone who's interested in the Fraport's way into the future. We are currently doing a project in our two airports in Bulgaria, Varna and Burgas, to define our future. We call it Fit4Future. And it's a massive project. We involve the whole company. And the goal is to actively define our future in Bulgaria. We look 20 years ahead and we define how does our airports look like in 20 years, how should we create our future. This has different elements. We started with a very playful one, which is creating comic strips that are showing traveling stories in 2040. And these are real stories of people being at our airports, but for sure it also includes what kind of travel experience do you have, what kind of technologies will be there, what is the experience for everyone who's visiting the airport. And for that part of the project we invited 25 partners from externally and more than 100 employees. So we worked with 135 people around who worked in 13 groups. And to produce these comic strips, we had an immense research first. So we had more than 600 research topics which were covered by the teams. Everybody did research for herself and himself. To get ideas, and all these things then went into these comic strips which we produced. But this is kind of a start, a very playful start, because normally we live in the here and now, and it's somehow an exercise to really look into the future, to look 20 years ahead. And we take it up from these results, from these experiences, and then go back to the here and now and define very precisely how do we move into this direction. And we come up with different technology projects, with business development projects, where we think we do the right steps right now to be successful in the future and to create an interesting future.
The goal of Fit4Future project is to collectively develop a vision for year 2040. We must work together to come up with a common vision for the Fraport Twin Star airports in Bulgaria, because the best way to predict the future is to create it ourselves, starting now.
Fit4Future. What does it mean for us? We don't want to wait the future, we want to create it. Developing Burgas and Varna airports is main gateway to Black Sea coast, being part of a wide business network, being social responsible and environmental friendly. We want to say it is important how we see and create our future, but it is more important how our employees, our partners, all the stakeholders, the whole community see our future. This is the reason why we included more than 120 employees and community stakeholders in the Fit4Future project. Time for action.
It is the time, it is the moment when we do not have enough traffic, we do not have even enough volume, we do not have enough pressure. So now we have to reshape our organization, we have to build projects, we have to build strategies. So we must be prepared for the future, because the future after this big drop, I'm sure is going to be very bright and there will be a big jump. The history shows that. The result which the management wants to achieve is the thinking over our processes, brainstorming of the people, how can we improve, optimize our processes. This will increase their understanding of our work, of our processes. So I'm sure that sooner or later there will be a very good idea which will pop up in the mind of somebody. This will improve a lot our processes and our life.
When you're climbing a mountain, most of the time you're looking where you step. And because of the slope, the heavy rucksack, very often you don't have the time to look the GPS and to look around you for the sign. It shows history showing that it happens the same with the companies. They just lose track because they don't have time to look around and to read the signs which are there. Our project Vision 2040 is exactly for this, to look around, to see the signs and to choose the best track for 2040.
It's my pleasure to present you the story of Team 1, Shapers. The story starts in 2041 in megapolis of United Boulevard Smart City, where you can see all the advanced technologies. You can see the transportation systems, hyperloops, you can see the conventional aircrafts, but also VTOLs and drones and even starships. After that, you can have the chance to see the whole Black Sea coast together with the infrastructure and artificial island with alternative energy power plants, solar cells, wind turbines, and also there will be natural parks and aquariums. So at the airport you will travel through all the airport and you will see the impact of the projects implemented and the infrastructure, artificial intelligence, technologies, also the influence of staff and how it manages the operational process. Enjoy and find your inspiration in our story.
Our comics represents the idea of medical advancement in the context of a 2041 semi-automated airport city, providing recreational and leisure activities. All the magic happens in a love story and a business trip which revealed the innovations of Bulgaria, putting the German traditionalism to a test.
Да започваме ли ще? Може да започваме ли ще почне?
Окей.
Да. Аз не разбрах.
Кой?
Кай казвай?
Team 3 will present the story of Izdislav. The name of our team was Galaxy Hitchhikers. Izdislav was the hero of our story and he was a seasonal employee on Mars. He returned to the Earth and finds it devastated because the last war has just ended and only airports are like oases on the surface of the Earth, and Varna Airport is one of them. You can live in the airport, you can breathe clean air comparatively, and it's not only an airport, it's just a dwelling place, it's a town. So he comes in the airport, but he comes upon a problem, and actually his name and his identity is lost, and actually he is in the archive. He is actually dead by a smuggler's raid on Mars. So he doesn't exist. He shouldn't exist, so he's taken to a prison cell, which is a high-tech prison cell. And in this high-tech prison cell, he's searching for his right for a single call. And when he received a phone, he called his old fellows.
Yes, actually he called his grandmasters from Tibet, Mr. Kostadinov and Mr. Chepilsky, who are not only directors of both airport Varna and Burgas, but had become, after the crisis and after the war, had become very prominent politicians, and also they are very spiritually advanced guys. They were mentors in Tibet. So in his previous life, before going to Mars, Izdislav was their student, their follower. So he called them because he just reminded of them to get some help.
And of course, they immediately take the call and came to the airport just to give him a very rare moon crystal. With this moon crystal, Izdislav is capable to download all the data from Mars and to prove his identity in front of the authority.
He was set free, and he took the heli to his hotel.
Of course, with drone transport.
Yes, cutting-edge technology.
Yes.
And then at the hotel he met his old and first love. So they both went to Terminal 745, which is the former Golden Sands Resort. It's now being part of the big terminal, big Varna airport.
And that's how Izdislav and Desislava lives happily ever after.
Okay, our story is about Luke, who lives in Australia. He is off duty and he decides to travel for adventure. He sees a virtual reality of Bulgaria with an avatar woman, Maria, who is a surf instructor. When he arrives at the Black Sea Airport's hub, he hires a sky shuttle that these airports are famous for. They are equipped with virtual tour guides over Bulgaria and also holographic guides for help. The travel is quite short because a summer storm interrupts the travel and Luke is left without any communications. Happily, he sees the birds' lovers camp where he meets Maria, and she is the real Maria from his virtual trip. They spend 4 days together, life full of adventure and fun, and Luke is tempted to stay with Maria and to work from Bulgaria. If you just want to know the true ending of this story, you may visit us at blackseaairports.com and see a life full of adventure.
Our protagonist is a very famous English comic hero, Mr. Bean, who has started his journey from the past to the future with a smile, curiosity, and some fear from the unknown.
During the travel experience, step by step, Mr. Bean starts liking technologies and modern airport facilities, robots, vertical planes, and artificial intelligence, and feel comfortable with them. At the end of the story, he feels pleasure and wants to travel again through the future Fraport airport.
We are happy to share that our team worked with inspiration and had fun all the time. The creation of these comics took us back to our childhood and reminded us that we can still dream. Have fun with the comics.
Our story is called To the Moon and Back. It's a love story, let's say, for a footballer who is called Vinko Diesel, who is from Pernik and a great fan of Minor Pernik, and for the first time is going to the championship league of the soccer game Intergalactical on the Moon. He meets a lot of new friends during his adventure to go there, a lot of troubles, but at the end the outcome of our story is actually that we think that the future belongs to the collaboration between the artificial intelligence and the people. And our story, which you can see here, was written by our team, Warburg, and we in our team are believers. We believe that the future will be abundant, we will have a lot of good stuff in the future, and we want to fulfill our dreams.
I'm Adi and this is Valo, and we are part of the team Imagination 7. Our team developed a story which starts with a protagonist who is a Chinese man. He's in his mid-30s, an adventure lover, and he loves surprises and travel. Through the various travel options and technologies available, he discovers Bulgaria and all the beautiful nature trails it offers, and he decides to embark on a journey.
So our protagonist arrived in Bulgaria, in Varna Burgas new hub airport. He rents a drone, which he wanted to help him in all the this walk come Emona. This is the mountain, old mountain, which drone he want to share his experience in walking in the mountain. So
the drone helps him along his way. The drone provides everything for him, all services, the mapping of his route. It provides him with food and beverages from the best local establishments, offering the best food that he orders along the way. The drone provides him with medical service and with other necessities that he may need along his trip.
And everything was okay. The weather was pleasant, but once in the morning the weather got bad. It was a terrible storm. He went to the shelter where he met a beautiful Bulgarian lady who was fortunately injured. So he, with the help of the drone, ordered medicine for her recovery.
He helped her recover, and they went together along the way, traveling together and enjoying the beautiful scenery of Bulgaria. Along the way, they fell in love, and when they returned back to the Fraport hub in Varna and Burgas, they had a lavish wedding there. Afterwards, they embarked on a honeymoon, which was an underwater trip underwater the Black Sea, where they enjoyed the beautiful underwater
experience, and he gave her a ring.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a love
it's a
story.
love story in the future.
Yeah.
And we're very happy with our story.
We're happy
to combine love and technology.
Awakening is a story about Maria, who is an airport employee and had a severe car crash. She awakes in 20 years and then she sees a completely new world. First, a microchip in her hand, then a tablet system. Later on, a drone that takes her baggage to the airport, self-driving cars, at the airport, holograms, automated machines, robots, biometric identification. She's scared of the new world. The end of the story is meeting Ivan, who is an old love, and then he shows her all the advantages of the new technologies. Then she understood that the new world is better than the old one.
The story of Team Butterfly. The butterfly has a very interesting life cycle, and it is transferring us to an exciting journey of Barry, 11 years old boy, and his grandmother Vara, an ex-airport employee, diving in the barcode new technologies, passing through all checks at the airport with that barcode consisting passenger data and all flight information, and the experience of electrical virtual takeoff and landing aircraft really surprised grandmother Vara.
This is something new that she is experiencing till this moment. And arriving in a magic green airport where robots are assisting in different activities the passengers, and visiting the biggest botanic garden at Black Sea, Varna and Burgas airport with beautiful flowers, singing birds and flying butterflies around made her even more excited. She was really not expecting the new technology to be that up, but she really liked them. She planned a new journey in the near future.
In 2020, humans receive a very loud wake-up call, so they start to take care about their planet. In 2040, everything is clean and green. But what is missed, this is the human interaction. Our main character, Futura, decided to use the airport to see her virtual friend for the first time in her life. So she had a great experience at the airport, but she really missed human interaction. That's why we decided to provide her all customer service experience. She was very satisfied, and despite of the advanced technology at that time, she really understands that human approach is the most important. I'm not sure that the beauty could save the world, but for sure humanity, kindness and empathy could.
It is about very old couple. He's a pilot, she was a stewardess. They are now on pension, but they have met here on the Black Sea coast. They have spent romantic time here, and they have told many stories to their children and to their grandchildren. And as a present, one of their grandchildren, Johnny, gave them a present, a very nice voucher for spending a holiday time here on the Black Sea coast. Their grandson gave them nice, portable, smart assistant with 2 bracelets, and the new technologies in 2040 were at such a high level that they could rely on every aspect on these assistants. So they tried to make the push and to go. And the nice thing in 2040 was that they found that they could travel without any thinking about their baggage, without thinking about small details. It was very fluent and very seamless trip to the Black Sea. So when they landed at the airport, they could not recognize the airport, and they passed without any queues, seamlessly, without any disturbance, without any pressure. Just their smart devices had their personal data and their personal needs, and while they were passing, it was passing like through a gate, very modern, very digitalized, and they could see all the things that they need here in the airport. And with this story, we would like to look and to jump into the future and to look in the technologies, how the airports have changed, how also the region here has changed, and try to think what will be the direction of the human development.
So from Team 12 or Futures 12, our story was basically more set into the present of 2040, of course, of an aunt and her nephew from Italy who went on a vacation in Bulgaria, and described their experience at the airport. Once they arrived, we focused on different future technologies such as solar panels on the airport, green corners at the infrastructure, but apart from them, the other main character was this app / operating system called Raya, which was basically developed by Fraport Bulgaria, and its sole purpose was to enrich the experience of the passengers not only at the airport but also throughout their whole stay at the Black Sea coast resorts. A few examples. Once the characters arrived at the airport, they wanted to have some refreshments, have a quick smoke, but they had way too much luggage. Raya arranged all the luggage to be segregated independently and sent directly to the hotel via a flying cab once they enjoyed their coffee. Also, it connected to peripheral devices such as the virtual goggles, which the aunt had, and made some suggestions where she could buy a hat for the sunny weather. Also translated everything in real time, and basically that was the idea, to show how the customer experience at the airport was enriched, and even through patchy situations, how they could get through with the help of the newer technology.
Well, our story is about the travel experience of a Chinese very shy woman who with some circumstances comes to the Black Sea coast, and during the travel she watches a film and she falls in love with the guy who's in that film. So finally she wants to find him, and the technology we used is that we really show the airport of the future, which we call Port Park, and you see all the entertainment and all the different ways where really the airport is not a traveling facility only, but really an emotion provider or something like that. We also use technology. There's a chief happiness officer who realizes that this woman has a problem. And then last but not least, she can be supported, and the love story is a happy love story. And in the end, you again come back to this wonderful world of the airport, where this lady stays, and also she will be a great cook, because she cooked in China also, and brings all these Chinese original dishes now to our airport. That's our story, and I hope you like it.
The results are evaluated, are seen in different ways. Now, after 20 years, we will be different, the environment will be different. But what I'm dreaming of is that going back to this day, looking the pictures from February 2021, we are really proud, and this is one of our best collections and best emotional memories of this time. And this is because of the results which we achieve. This is because the people around of us will be proud with what we achieve, will be proud with the influence we play, not only for us and for our company, but also for them, for the region.
In 20 years, with all these technologies, I think we must keep human relationships. So I will take human relationships.
In 2040, I would like to take with me the positive attitude, the smiling people, and the exciting journeys.
Probably my wife, my friends, and my sense of humor.
It may sound like a cliche, but I would bring the people. The people, I can say even all of them, and I will tell you why. I've been working in many companies, and if something changes, the atmosphere changes a lot. And also the relationships change a lot. people, let's say, they also, if the environment changes, they also change their attitude, they are sharing feelings and things like this. So I would, let's say, want to work with these people in this atmosphere and in this environment.
For sure, this will be our team. People are the main good of this company, and I will take them for sure into the future.
I would take a barrel of rakia so it could age well and consume it with hopefully my children at a later time. On a more serious note, I would take probably my memories and my skills, because seeing how things develop for the society, please be more serious. People are basically left with no survival skills today. They basically need a GPS to go to the nearest Starbucks. So I would definitely take all that, all my memories, all my experiences, and hopefully they will serve me well when all these new technologies fail from time to time, so that we are future-proof.
Definitely the passion for travel and adventure.
Oh, it's an interesting question. It definitely will be my family, my friends, my colleagues, freedom and dreams.
I will take my colleagues in 240 because we are a great team.
I would take my job and my boss into 2040. Actually, no, I won't. What I would take is the excitement of the unknown and all of the challenges and the unexpected things that await us. I think this is quite exciting.
That will be something that I like very, very much. And I would like this thing to be preserved through the years up to the future. And the most precious thing, except love, is the love to the wildlife and to the nature. I would like to take all this biodiversity and all the birds and all the animals into the future, and even to be multiplied and to be more and more than at present, because this is the thing that has to stay on Earth and it has to go into the future.
Maybe I would take the aviation spirit from now and bring it in 2040.
My daughter, my son, and swimming suit.
I would take my relatives, my friends, and I would take football club Barcelona also.
I'll take to the future the present children games because the generations change quickly and the children don't know the games from the past and feel nostalgic for them.
I will take only my present age.
We are on the level of the top minds in our generation, that we compare with people like Elon Musk, like Steve Jobs. We are not the small, let's say, country with a small city, just the opposite. We are world class and we can bring this feeling because it's in you, that you can compare with the best. I think this is what we have to bring to 2040. That we are on the level to change not only us, not only the company, but also the region, also the world.
I won't take anything, I will take anyone, and this will be my family, my friends and my colleagues. A lot of things are important, but the most important are people. I don't want a future without them.
Definitely I will take the team spirit. Machines can do many things, but people, team can do more.
Okay, well, what would I bring into the future from now? I was very deeply impressed that we had 13 love stories. and we went very much for the technology, but every team brought into the future the love and the humanity. And I think that is also what I would like to take to the future, that this technology is really a tool to increase humanity and to build worlds that really makes people happy.